How's it going, cool kids? Welcome to my series on getting started using Reaper for voice acting. Today, I'm just going to be showing you a quick little thing that everybody needs to know when you're first starting to voice act, and that is how to get rid of your ambient room noise. So if you actually look down here in my left-hand corner, you'll see my mic is recording. And when I stop talking, you'll see that there is still ambient noise that is coming from my computer and possibly my cat eating in the background. So let's just take a look at that. See the little bit of constant fluctuation down here? So it's pretty easy to remove. In your track up here, we'll just label it basic. You'll come down to this little area on the left where you see the master channel and your new track channel. The first thing you're going to want to do is notice how when I turn off recording for the track, you don't see the mic anymore, but also right above that, there is this FX. This is pretty crucial. So when we have the track ready for recording, you will get this input FX. And this is actually where we need to add in our filter. What we are going to be adding in is the Reaper FIR. So it is the VST-REA FIR. It's EQ and dynamics processor. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reset this to factory difficulties so that you don't see that I already had it set up. I have a bunch of presets ready so that I can just get rid of the noise with whatever mic I use. I have this shotgun, the Rode NT-G5, as well as my large condenser mic, my Rode NT-1A. But when we're doing this, we just want to make sure that what we are doing is not set to EQ mode. We are going to go to subtract, and then we have this new option to automatically build a noise profile. This noise profile is going to be checking the room for any ambient noise that is occurring. So what we have to do is we have to build that noise profile and make sure that it's gone. So when we set this, you'll see that when I speak, it's constantly changing, and when I yell from the background, you get different peaks and so forth because it is constantly changing. We're going to reset this. What we want to do is we want to completely stop talking. Let there be no noise other than your ambient room noise so that it can build this noise profile off of just the ambient noise. Not talking, nothing else. So we will click this. We'll let it run for 5 seconds, which is really all it needs. And then we will make sure to turn it off, because if you leave it going, it's going to build a constant noise profile that will reduce the sound of your voice, causing you to sound very strange. So we'll just click it, wait 5 seconds, and turn it off. Okay, this is now the ambient noise that is being reduced from the room. This nice red square. And that is the airflow, the fans from my computer, my cat chomping down in the background, whatever. But we just want to make sure we leave it up for 5 seconds, or build for 5 seconds, so that we make sure that anything that might happen or make noise during that time, we make sure that we get it in. So this is just taking care of basically my fan noise at this point. Some days I have the heater running, so I do have to remember to reduce that as well. But, you know, once you do it a couple times, it all makes sense. The next step is that you'll see this little ghost line when I'm not talking that is constantly changing underneath the noise profile that we have constantly made. I'm going to stop talking for a second and just let it go. And you'll see that there was a constant, like, little yellow ghost behind the red line. What we want to do now is, just in case the fan or something gets just a little bit louder, 2 decibels louder, we want to make sure that this noise profile actively reduces that noise. So what we will do is, if you hold Control and click, and you can drag this noise profile up and down. You have to be holding Control in order to do this. You can bring it up. You'll see that there is now a larger noise profile up top. And you can bring it down to the noise profile that was created, or you can just bring it back down to nothing. So nothing is now being reduced. What we do want is we want to bring it back up to where it was, but we want to raise this by about 2 decibels. So anywhere you click, you'll see that there is a measurement of the negative decibels for whatever your mic or whatever your mouse is hovering around. So we really just want to change that by maybe 2 decibels. So right now I'm looking at 78.6. I'm going to click and drag upwards until I'm at about 76.6. Okay, so now I have reduced that noise just a fraction more. And this makes it so maybe if I'm doing something with my computer that makes it whir just a little bit more, it's forcing more air in, turns up the fans, that extra little bit of activity is still going to be cut. It's just a very useful thing to try. This will reduce basically everything. So you'll get a voice that kind of sounds like, let's just turn it off for right now. Do a little recording. This is the sound of my voice with air around the room. This is the sound of my voice with air around the room. And then I will go back here. I'll turn back on the effect and close that, and we'll just make another one around the room. This is the sound of my voice with reduced noise inputs in my room. This is the sound of my voice with reduced noise inputs in my room. Sound of my voice with air around the room. So there's not a huge difference, but when you are recording audiobooks, character voices, if you're doing e-learning, if you are basically recording anything that is going to be longer than, I don't know, 3 seconds, you want to make sure that that air is no longer in your recording. When it comes to audiobooks, my chapters that I get are usually about 30 minutes after recording, and I have to go and take out all of my breathing. But at least I don't have to then go in and do a bunch of compression in order to take out the empty air from the entire recording. So yeah, that's that. That is using the Reaper Fur EQ and Dynamics in order to reduce noise volume in your room. This is my first video in my Reaper series teaching you how to get ready to jump into audio production using the program of Reaper. I'm Ethan at Imperfect Voices. Give me a subscribe and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks. Bye.